Hello everyone, myself Abhishek Jain, and today I'm going to explain you how you can just define the autosys job through the JIL. JIL stands for the Job Information Language, right? And the prerequisite for just defining the autosys job through the JIL command is you should have your machine should have the Linux installed on it, and that Linux environment should have the autosys module enabled, right? So I'm hoping that everyone whosoever is just seeing this video, they are aware of what is autosys and what is the JIL command. If they are not, then you can just refer to my another video which will explain you the basics of the autosys along with the JIL command line. So I'm just starting my this video to just explain how you can define the autosys job through the JIL command. So my video is a little shaky, because I have just just recorded on my mobile, so next time I will just take care of that part as well. So the first thing which you have to do is to just load the the autosys module, right? That is specific to your client. Like for me, that information you can just extract from your client, like what load module, what module you have to load for the autosys. And another point to be noted here is, like, for each and every client environment have the three main environment: development, QA, and the production. So you have to just take care of that in a mind, that which instance you have to load. And after just loading the module, what you need to do, you can see my step number 2 where I have just put the screenshot. There, what you have to do in the command line, you have to just type the JIL, and then press the enter. Then you will be prompted to the JIL command, this JIL prompt, right? And afterwards, JIL command, right? Now the next thing which you have to do is, so after just loading the command, you have to type the JIL, which I have mentioned in the step 2, right? And you have to press the enter, then you will be prompted to the JIL prompt, right? Now what you need to do is, here you have the two things through which you can just define the job. First, you can just provide the job related attributes over here, and you can just keep entering it. But the drawback of this, you will not be able to understand once you just type it, that what all attributes you have defined for that particular JIL. So rather than just hitting the attributes one by one, what you can do is you can just put all your attributes in one file, right? And you can just pass that particular file to your JIL command along with the owner, right? And then it just press enter. Then in that way it could be uploading that JIL definition, or you can say your autosys job related attributes into the autosys that database. And afterwards you will be ready to to start using that particular job in your particular environment, right? So here, so I'm just going to explain you in the next part, what is JIL and what all attributes you have to provide in that. So the command which you have to use once you just put all your attributes in the JIL, right? Here you can see the example which I have mentioned: JIL, then the less than symbol and the path of JIL definition, and you can just see the for example, right? Let me just pause this for you. Here you can see this what command you have to use, and likewise you have to create this particular command in your system. So here you can see the what all attributes you have to put in your JIL file. The first one is the insert job, right? Insert job means, you have to just provide the job name. This job name can be anything. Here I have used this autosys file was test job. You can just put any name over here. The next attribute is related to the type of this job. I have used F, and there are basically three types of jobs in the autosys: file watcher and the command line and the box. So for just explaining those three, different types of job, I will be just uploading the new videos through which I will be explaining what is the difference between these and in which scenario you have to use it. The next one is the machine. You have to provide your machine ID, right? This owner, it is the optional one. The moment you will be just uploading that, as I mentioned in my last step, where you have to provide the owner along with the JIL command, that way it would be automatically populated for you. The permission is related to the permission, like who all are going to be, who all are will be able or eligible to just start or use this particular job. The date conditions, date condition means whether this job will be depending on the date condition or not. The start time is at what time you want to start this particular job. Days of week means on what all days you on a particular week you want to just run this job. I have used the all. The next one is the watch file, right? That is specific to the file watcher job, right? So this is just you to just give you the glance, like, I mean, how it is going to be look like. So that is the attributes. So there are many attributes which you have to utilize, right? And I'll be just uploading the attributes for all kind of job type. Like for this is just for the file watcher, and in the next video I will be uploading for the command, and the another video I'll be uploading for the box as well. So just moving ahead, right, you can copy this and you can just type it down and you can just put it in any of the file and you can just utilize that command. So once you just hit the enter for that jill command, then this would be the message which you will be getting if you are able to successfully, to update the database of autosys for this particular new job. If you get this message, it means your job's definition has been stored within the autosys system. So if you're not, then you have to look for, I mean, I'll be just letting you know in the another video what probable reason could be for failure of this jill definition into the autosys job. So now just moving on to the next step. What next step you have to use? As I mentioned, if you just receive that earlier message which I have mentioned and highlighted, and it means that your job detail has been saved into the autosys job, and now your job is ready to take off. It means now you can start using that job. Now once your job has been stored, there are many tools through which you can just, to monitor and trigger your job, and you can just, I mean, manipulate any kind of thing on the that particular job which you have recently, I mean, added into the autosys database, right? So the BMP is the one which I am using in my environment, right? There would be any other tool specific to your client, which tool they are using for scheduling and triggering the jobs, right? Now this is the send event command which you have to use to just trigger that particular job. So if you don't have any tool to just, I mean, to trigger or monitoring that job, what you can do is you can just use this send event command to just trigger that job, right? So how you can check the status, that I didn't include in this video. Next time I will be just letting you know, I mean, through how you can just check the status of that particular running job, right? So if you have that tool, the moment you will fire this particular command, that job is going to be triggered into your Unix environment, through which, and that particular tool will give you the status of that particular job. So so that's it for my side. I mean, if anyone has any query or any clarification they want, what they can do is they can just put the comment and I will be just replying back on that. I know there are many more things which I have to explain in this video. I will be just revisiting this video, and wherever I see I can just make this, I mean, video more simpler, so that end user without having autosys knowledge, they can just use this and they can just utilize this video. Thanks for watching me, and I'll be just looking forward to just share more videos to make your life easy. Thank you.